And we're good. Hello, everybody. What is happening? It's BigJackFilms here. Welcome to another live stream. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Let me just get you guys adjusted here. Let's see. Is that good? That's pretty good. Hi, everybody. How we doing? Hi, Dr. Waluigi. Hi, Scott NV. Hi, Miss Melissa York. Nisa 49. Good to see everybody here. So, yeah, you know what it is. You know the gist. We're editing more Jurassic Park today. Little chill kind of stream, essentially. It's just going to be that for the next few days as we get work on the next episode. Yes, I am wearing a Jurassic Park shirt, because why the hell not? And, yeah, just to give you guys an update of what's been happening. So, again, welcome, everybody. Hope you're all been well. I've been a little away the last week or so because I had Anime North last weekend, so the last week. So that's what I've been busy with, what I was preoccupied with. I was also filming Jurassic Park for about 4 days 2 weeks ago. And, yeah, that's just basically what's been happening. If you guys go to my Instagram and you can check out on my community page some of the pictures I posted from Anime North, me and my girlfriend Honey Bear, we went and we had a really good time. We cosplayed Shell and Tulio from Road to El Dorado on Friday. And then we cosplayed Inuyasha and Kagome on Saturday. We were going to cosplay Sunday, but we were really tired, so we didn't even bother. But yeah, we've just been doing that, and then mostly trying to get back into the swing of things. I've actually spent the last few days cleaning my apartment because it was a mess after Anime North. And actually, what I should do is show you guys a couple things I bought there. Now, I'm not going to show any of the really kind of rad stuff I picked up. It was mostly just stuff I could use for productions. Oh, I did pick up one thing. Hang on. I can show you all this. Picked up a new toy. This thing was half off on the Sunday, but I picked up this this pretty little thing here. This is a French 17th century rapier. As you know, I buy swords on occasion, but what this is a sword you would see in the Three Musketeers and or the Princess Bride. You know, this is something Inigo Montoya would use or something Wesley would use. But story is Sunday. It was half off essentially, stuff at the dealer's room. And picked this thing up. It was originally $200, but the guy offered me half off. So I picked it up for $100. And then Alana, actually, who plays Android 18, she picked one up, so we both bought them. And they're really nice pieces. They are not sharpened. These are dull blades, but they are combat-driven, and these are beautiful. So if I ever get to filming a Musketeers episode, I probably need to get more of these because these things are freaking gorgeous. But, yeah, for $100, not too shabby, honestly. So that was overall fun. Hi, Dad. Good to see you. If you guys don't know, Dad was in the last Kong episode. You guys can definitely go say hi. But outside of that, also bought a few comics from actually my good buddy Jim, who runs a comic book shop. He had a booth there at Anime North, and also what's funny is he actually, I don't know if you guys have known this, but my buddy Jim, who reviews comics on occasion. You know what? It is really loud out. Let me just turn down the windows here. But my buddy Jim actually, outside of like mostly being into comics, he actually, believe it or not, works for the Jim Henson Company here in Canada, in Toronto. And he actually always brings the legit Kermit the Frog to conventions. So half the time if Jim's not there, I'm talking to Kermit. But outside of that, I got a few comics from him because he's got some really good editions. And the first one I knew existed, and I'm trying to get all the issues, which is kind of cool. I think this is issue, I'm not sure, but this is issue number 5 out of 6. The comic adaptation of King Kong 1933 by Monster Comics. I have not read this. I'm trying to get the rest of them. This is the first one I've gotten. I really love this artwork of him fighting the Elasmosaur, the giant snake, from the original. So I picked that up for a good $4, which is pretty good. And then these two I didn't know existed, actually. So as somebody who is talking about Jurassic Park coming up, I picked these up not knowing this was a thing. And that is, I picked up issue 2 of 4 and 3 of 4 of Jurassic Park, the official comic adaptation. I didn't know this was a thing. I knew there were Jurassic Park comics. I just didn't know there were, like, comics, like a comic that was an adaptation of the film. I didn't know that. But I picked up issue 2 and issue 3, so now I just need issues 1 and issue 4. But in it, you've got issue 2. I just picked it up because the cover's great. It's the whole cast with the Raptor Center. But what really caught me off guard is John Hammond. John Hammond just looks fucking pissed. He's literally looking at Nedry down here like, for the last fucking time, Dennis, I'm not the goddamn JoJo character. Even though I look like a JoJo character right now. But yeah, I got the official comic adaptation. This is issue 2. I have not read this, so I want to get issue 1 as well. And then I also got issue 3, which shows the T-Rex attack front and center. Really nice. I did also know when I was there, he did have the one of the issues of the Lost World comic book adaptation, which I didn't know existed, so I want to get Lost World at some point. But I didn't know this was a thing, so maybe someday I'll take a look at this. Hell, maybe Linkara will take a look at these. I think that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, pick those up over Anime North. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, just it's going to be a very simple stream today. We're just going to be editing for a couple hours. So, of course, just to give you guys, everybody, the rundown, I have you guys all on chat here on my phone. I'm having to multitask this shit because I have no way to show my stream on my computer while I work. But just to give you guys the rundown. So, of course, requests. Keep them minimal. Keep your questions if we don't get a hold of them to about 3 times. If we don't, move on to another thing. Super chats are always welcome, whether it be for reactions to videos on YouTube or stuff like that. Let us know. We can't cover anything that's heavily copyrighted. And I also should point out, yes, I am aware of the release of Jurassic World Chaos Theory. I have not watched it yet. I'm still working on watching Camp Cretaceous as I work. And I will be only briefly mentioning it in my review, but yeah, that's going to be the case going on with this whole stream tonight. So with that said, let's get some background music here that I can put on that is okay. Let me put on here. Let me see here. What can I put on here? Let's put on just put daydreaming on. That's a good. Or let's go daydreaming. Or acoustic. What's acoustic cinematic? What is that? That's not bad. Okay, that's pretty good music for now. But with that said, yes, and yes, I did see Doug's cameo on Smiling Friends. All I have to say is congrats to Doug getting on Adult Swim. Really happy for them. Really cool to see them. See a lot of YouTubers now get into Adult Swim. It's really cool. So with that said, let's get her going on editing Jurassic Park. I am right now editing the novel episode, which is the first one that has to go out. Thankfully, we're almost done. Dean Anime North was spectacular. If you go follow me on Instagram, you can see all the photos I posted. I'm also going to work on a cosplay MV for it, so that's what's happening. Okay, so here we are. We're in the editing suite. We're going to move me down here. I'm going to bring the music down and let's get going. But yeah, super chats are always welcome. Support is always appreciated on our end, but let's get to it. This is for later. But let's get on with the show. First, I have to go and get the editing suite. Speaking of Jurassic Park, have you ever played the Turok games? I have yet to play them. I can't get a copy right now for some reason. It's very hard to get them because they are extremely expensive. But at some point, I probably will take a look at those games. They look kind of fun. All right, let me see here. Let's go to review. We're going to go into itself here. Great makeup on Anime North. Thank you, Dad. That was Honey Bear's huge, massive help on that. She's a great makeup artist. She's also a great painter. I'll say that she's been helping me out a little bit on Jurassic with some of the effects, and some of her paintings and that paintings are spectacular. I'm very surprised by that. So, Jack, Cobra Commander coming back soon. Please tell me which episode. I don't know yet. David, but Cobra Commander is alive and well. He will return. I just don't know when exactly. It might be something with G.I. Joe, but probably at some point. I don't have a confirmation on that yet. Thoughts on AI, artificial intelligence? It will be actually one of the thematic elements of this season. So there's that. Anyway, so we were at, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, we got 5 more audio files to assemble, but let's get her started. I'm not gonna lie, so this is just very much, me assembling it. So far, this episode is going to be about 22 minutes just in review, but that might change overall. Do you like Super Mario Odyssey T-Rex? I don't know enough about the T-Rex in that game. I never even played the game to really know. We might, David. There's a possibility on that we might cover the animated film. I have not yet, Zach. I am so sorry. I've not been replying too much to social media outside of YouTube and shit. But yeah, good to see everybody here. I'm not gonna lie when I say that the second book is a little drier than the first book. By the way, spoilers on my opinion on the books. So there's that. I love the little emojis going by. This is like Twitch. All that's missing is the bits. Super chat. But yeah. Hey, Hancock, good to see ya. What do we get? Alright, so this one, this will be pretty easy when it's all assembled. So let's get her going. What do we get to see? Yeah, I covered both books in one episode, so there's that. Did you watch the fan short, Jurassic World Dominion? I think I have seen that, Dean, but I have to kind of reflect on that. In fact, I'm surprised IndiFan has not covered any of that. I read the books, darker than the movie, exactly my point. Let's see. Would you like an introduction to a great AI guy? He was the lead singer in the band, most stuff he is doing. Possibly, Dad. I'm looking forward to your Dominion review. The movie is an oversimplified mess. Again, that will, we're going to be working a little bit on these next few episodes. I plan on reviewing any Transformers movies. Rise of the Beast has sort of been my possible way of reviewing the movies, because that does have a giant gorilla in it. Would be an awesome idea, the theatrical Jurassic Park cast anime movie. That would be kind of cool, actually. I am aware of the new Jurassic Park coming out and what it entails, but let's see what happens. Oh, that would be cool. For quickies, that'd be great. To see new animals and... Anyway, here we go. While we get to see new animals and advance the story, the book feels a little held back, but much like the first, does enlighten some dark thematic elements like the first. There we go. Snip that. Yeah, we're at 22 minutes. I mean, hopefully this won't be as long as other episodes. I have not seen the new Mad Max movie. In fact, David, I haven't seen any Mad Max movies, believe it or not. My Mad Max, actually, is Waterworld. Waterworld is awesome. If you want my opinion on that, go check out my review from, 10 years ago. I will, Dad. I'll let you know. Much like the first, does enlighten some dark thematic elements, such as genetic science. Dark thematic elements, such as the genetic. It's a very slow process, but let's see if we can get these last 5 done today. Like elements such as genetic science, along with the greed and self-destruction of human behavior. I haven't seen Chaos Theory. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, it's just been, it's been slow, but I'm getting there. Yeah, that review was 10 years old, Waterworld. Yeah, that was good, Dad. We all went on 2010 to that. That was fun. How old am I? 32. I may not look it, but I'm 32, guys, so. Plan to do your own quickies on commercials. Nice! I thought about... See, a lot of people are doing commercial specials now, obviously based on Nostalgia Critics commercial specials. I thought about doing one centered all just on King Kong at some point. I think that'd be kind of cool. The book doesn't end like the film, and more or less kills the dinosaurs then and there. Favorite movie villain in cinematic history? I can explain that, David. It's really, there's some great ones. I mean, top 3 for me, Naraku from Inuyasha, Joffrey from Game of Thrones, I would also say the Lord of Darkness from Legend. That's just iconic. Disney, I would say Frollo and Lady Tremaine. I'm trying to think now, Palpatine, the Joker. Those are some top tier villains, just in my opinion. What do you think of Godzilla movie titled Godzilla Terror Attack All Out Retaliation? Godzilla Terror Attack All Out Retaliation. That's actually not a bad title, Hancock. That's a good title for a Japanese Godzilla film. Which is the best dragon in movies and shows? Good question, Mr. Dino Diego. In fact, in the chat, to follow up on that question, what is the best villain, I'd ask you guys, what is the best villain? So whatever I answer, you guys in the comments can also do that. All right, Nissan, good to see you. We'll see you back here in a sec. But best dragon for Mr. Dino Diego. For me, it's a tie between Draco from Dragonheart and Smaug from The Hobbit. It's between those 2 dragons. Outside of that, it's things like Falcor, Spyro, Maleficent, the dragons from Game of Thrones. Those are sort of like the top tier dragons right. Also, you know what? One that gets overlooked, the dragon from the Page Master. That dragon's terrifying. That thing is cool. Love that dragon. I wouldn't count King Ghidorah. He's a kaiju. Not like, I know he is technically a dragon, but he's a kaiju. Also Shenron. Shenron and Parunga are great dragons. And Haku. Haku is also a dragon. Alright, see you later, Dad. Thanks for dropping in.
Sort of giving it that Beneath the Planet of the Apes vibes.
Let's see here. Will you hire JP Project, play Dragon Project Evolution? I have not played any of the recent games. I do want to play Survival, though, at some point.
No more sequels. That's it. No more sequels. That's it. In fact, the climax is a miss.
Let's see here. But yeah, in the comments, y'all chat about your favorite villains. I know David constantly said Cobra Commander. Smaug, Bill Cumber, Count Olaf. Ooh, Count Olaf's a good one, but he's more of a he's kind of like Naraku, but without them. He's more of a toxic manipulator and also a master of disguise. I mean, my dad, Hancock, like, him and I have very similar looks and stuff. Like, I'm glad a lot of people picked that up in the last Kong episode. But he's great. I love my dad. I hope you're doing well, Dad. You've been really going at it lately. Sorry, I just had to use a toothpick there. Alright, let's get on this.
In fact, the climax is a mix of it. In fact, the climax...
Go. I don't know who that is. If that's, I thought that was a game, Scott. I didn't know that was a person. Not sure.
The climax is a mix of both the midway action set pieces in the film with the...
Mandark's a good one. I like Mandark. Mandark's great. Like, especially if you watch the movie Ego Trip, he's a phenomenal villain. Hey, BigJackFilms, 100th episode of the, is officially done. I also feature you as a cameo. Oh, nice! Awesome! Flying on Super Strength, Emperor Balos. I don't know who that is, Tyler. If a new Spinosaurus is brought into the Jurassic movies, do you think he should be an anti-hero? I think he should be much more based on actual scientific accuracy, and they should acknowledge the original model was very much a monster. It was very much a prototype. Yeah, those are great villains too, Luke. Great set of villains. I have not played Evolution. I've seen the game. It looks nice. It looks pretty. Great game models, great dino models and sprites. But outside of that, I've not been able to see. I don't play modern games because it costs too much, and it's also requiring you to always be connected to the internet, and I don't like that.
With the vehicles on the cliff, lost with an element the film is in the film. With the vehicles on the cliff, lost with an element the film.
It's weird how out of order too the movie Lost World is compared to the book. That would be kind of cool. I don't watch Owl House, Tyler, so I don't know who that is. It doesn't require it. Okay, interesting. Again, I just have to get a new console, Eric.
On the cliff, lost with an element the film never fully adapted, with the T-Rex nest being the demise of a...
We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Let's stay there. There we go.
Demise of our human values. Unfortunately, the second book, while scaled down, gets lost in its own jungle.
Yeah, I made a pun there. An alternate 1983 did The Legend of King Kong, the Vaccines and Dinosaurs by Rick Baker and Effects for Kong. I've actually thought about doing some what-ifs at some point, I just don't know when. Just a matter of time and how much energy it would take out of me because I'm a one-man crew. That's why my videos are actually being a lot slower lately. Do you think those new Godzilla shorts, that whole mix sequels to the Heisei one, they are kind of cool? I'm not 100% sure, I haven't fully watched them, but possibly.
Well, and reading it myself, I was expecting something as...
New favorite dinosaurs that stood behind us. Snow. I have heard disappointing things of him in the new show, so I have to wait to see about that. What dinosaur actually gave you nightmares? It really was the Velociraptors from the first one. The big one especially. Those things, their color, their eyes, they're just a simple skin, the way they move, the fact they're practical, they're probably like the most terrifying.
Jungle, and reading it myself, I was expecting something as good as book one. Oh, I was expecting something...
We're getting there. So out of this one we got like about 2 minutes. Let's see. Just checking the chat. Okay. There we go. Alright.
As good as book one. And nowadays I kinda understand Steven tossing about 85% of the book out, and mostly using the Conan Doyle book out.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. So Crichton was kind of pressured to do a sequel book to Jurassic Park after the film did so well that he made The Lost World, and Steven was one of the first people to read it. And Steven was kind of looking at Crichton like, this is good, And then he's like, tosses the book out and says, oh, fuck this shit. Okay, guys, we're doing Lost World. We're doing the new book. No, we're doing the Conan Doyle novel.
The Conan Doyle novel, and mostly using the Lost World, and mostly using the Conan...
There we go. Let's see here.
Mostly using percent of the book out.
So I'm going to change the music here. Hang on a sec. Before O'Brien did The Lost World, he was called upon doing animation effects for an adaptation of the book Flying Death by Samuel Hopkins, but that was scrapped. Interesting. Hey, Lorenzo, good to see ya. I was mostly scared of the Spinosaurus. Really? I thought the raptor in the jar in the third one was good. The V-Rex. Ooh, okay, Tyler. There's something to be scared of. We'll have to see what happens there. See that blueprint for the beast arm for Kong? It kind of looks like an arm from Juicy Danger. I have not seen any of the blueprints or real, concept art for the latest films. Let's see here. Favorite part of The Lost World? The film. Jurassic Park. For me, it was the T-Rex rampage in San Diego. I really like the raptor stuff in the second one with the long grass. That actually might be one of my favorite scenes, and all the stuff with the raptors there. But I really, really dig the roundup sequence and the stegosaurus sequence. Those are probably some of my favorites. No, actually my favorite scene, it's a very simple scene. I don't know if I could show it, but you know what? Fuck it. Let's actually try to pull this thing up. It's only one scene in the film. There's no dinosaurs, which is surprising, but for some reason, this scene always sticks with me. There's two bits of it. There's all the stuff with Pete Postlethwaite. He is like the best character in the movie. He has an arc. He has a story. I wish more of the films focused on characters like him. I love the whole discussion scene about velociraptors when Hammond's nephew is like, oh, that's not the problem. And it's like, what is the problem? And then you hear him say, velociraptors. And then they play, you know how in the opening credits of the first Jurassic Park where you hear like the music, it's like, dum, ah, and then you get the bum. You hear that in that sequence, and it's great. But I'll just go through very quickly on this little monitor here. You guys can kind of see some of my favorite scenes. I really like this scene with this guy. I can't remember which paleontologist he's based on. Robert Backer, I think. But I like this sequence right here. I like this guy, this scene. I like the fact that this guy's like, because this is the first time we really saw Pachycephalosaurus in a movie, and what a great impression. I love how like enthusiastic he is about this particular dinosaur. I mean, like the T-Rex stuff is cool, but I really like this scene at the camp where they're discussing what to do, and I love hearing like, I know you're that Earth First bastard. Again, Pete Postlethwaite is like the best thing in this movie. But this scene, for some reason, if you listen carefully, you can hear the opening flute to the first movie. And this whole scene just, when they bring up raptors, you know, oh shit. So right here.
What is the problem?
You can slowly hear it.
Velociraptors.
I don't know if you guys heard that, the Jurassic Park. Like, it's a nice little nod. And at this point, yeah, all this stuff is great where they're just discussing what's happening. Like, they know the raptors are going to be a thing. And then this part here.
Velociraptor. Carnivore. Back hunter.
Like, the way they discuss the dinosaurs, all that stuff is great. And then just this line from Pete Postlethwaite right here. Right here is like probably the best line in the movie. I think it's right here.
Oh, you're breaking our heart.
Saddle up! Let's get this movable feast underway. There's so many great lines, and all of this stuff is fantastic. This is right out of King Kong, where like you see them traveling through Skull Island. But my favorite scene, honestly, I think in this whole film, there's no dinosaurs. It's only two shots, and it's because you hear the theme. John Williams' theme, the Lost World theme, and it's just two shots. It's classic jungle adventure that you don't see anymore, but it's right here. This part right here. There's something just so... That shot, the wide shot's great, and then this shot right here with them. They hear a dinosaur, they're already armed, and they're on alert, and then they're like, all right, no, let's keep moving. Like, I love how Pete there is just so... Like, they know there's trouble. They hear the dinosaur. Everybody's obviously like, oh, shit. But Pete's the one to kind of say, he's got that Carl Denham moment where he's just like, come on, fellas. They don't make these kind of films anymore with just a group of guys, a group of boys, men going in and just going through the jungle and just being chased by monsters. Like, you don't see this half the time anymore to this extent with this amount of people. But this is something right out of modern King Kong. And it's amazing. So that's probably my favorite scene in Lost World. Just that one little bit is spectacular. Right there. Okay. Back to business. Back to business here.
Mostly using the Conan Doyle novel, The Lost World.
Yeah, so that's my favorite scene in the film.
Which side note, Side note, just for precaution,
There we go. There's a lot more King Kong there's a lot more of the writings of Edgar Wallace and Dallas W. Lovelace than there is Michael Crichton in the second Jurassic Park.
Which, side note, just for precaution, I took a rereading and honestly is a better structured story.
I do, yeah, I prefer the Conan Doyle novel over the Crichton novel in terms of Lost World. It's just a lot more refined than Crichton's book.
This also included the new third act with the T-Rex in San Diego, taking the cue from the 1925 film, or Stevens' excuse. It's with Stevens'
Go. Let's see here. I have a theory that Jurassic Park and King Kong are in the same universe. I've also heard the April Fool's type theory that Jaws and Jurassic Park are in the same universe because it's the theory that the reason why the sharks in Jaws are 25 to 50 feet is because they were InGen created. They were trying to make essentially a prototype megalodon that went awry and got loose. That's the theory I've heard. And I kind of prefer that theory. So that means that, imagine at one point, like, Matt Hooper shows up in the series in Jurassic Park, and be like, oh shit, Hooper!
25 film, or Stevens' excuse 5 film.
I think that would have been cool if Richard Dreyfuss showed up in these things. That would have been great. Okay.
1925 film mixed with Stevens' excuse to make a Godzilla movie.
Now, here's what's funny is every time I go watch The Lost World and I see that scene that everybody brings up, because it's supposed to be a nod to a Godzilla movie where the two Japanese tourists are supposedly say, I left Japan to get away from this. I have watched the movie countless times. I never hear that line. Never hear that line in any print I've watched of the film. It is very hard to pick up.
While scenes created for the film were either scrapped or recycled for future films.
Yeah, I think it's sort of a Mandela effect, or sort of a false rumor or a false thing. No, we're not, David. We're gonna go on for a little bit because I need to get some stuff out. But I appreciate everybody coming in. There's some sort of, I can't really see that emoji message. Like, it's sort of hiding. But super chats are always appreciated. If you guys want me to react to something on YouTube, make sure it's family friendly. Definitely shoot me some super chats. But that always comes in handy. And hopefully Honey Bear will show up at some point in the chat as well. So let's see here. I just want to make sure. Let's see here. Alright, there we go. Favorite part of The Lost World is when the T-Rex has to drink water from the pool. Yeah, that chlorine might kill him. Don't drink pool water. You don't know where it's been.
Films.
David Allen's film's coming out Friday. Nice.
Said about scenes from the novel films. Less can be said about scenes from the novel.
Okay. We got like a minute left on this clip, which is good.
Well, that would be really cool to see.
Let's see here.
In the first Jurassic Park, there was a scene in the book that many have wanted to adapt with Grant to the kids.
Alright.
Continuous prey for the T-Rex
Could have been saltwater. It could have been a saltwater pool, but most pools at that time were probably chlorine. See where the bull eats David Kep is both gruesome. I like that actually that David Kep made a cameo and he got eaten by a T-Rex. He got eaten by his own writing. Jurassic June starts this weekend. Yeah, we're not going to have anything planned. I mean, I'm going to plan a new trailer at some point, 2 trailers, but I can't say when though.
Being continuous prey for the T-Rex to hunt from the jungles of T-Rex.
Like at the end, I notice at the end when I start to really stutter is when I actually have to take a break.
T-Rex to hunt from the jungles of its paddock.
No.
To the river rapids scene. All of it.
Let's see, will you ever review RoboCop? You know, I've never seen RoboCop, Hancock. Never seen it. Shock, I know.
Jungles of its paddock to the river rapids scene. All of which were given concept art but never used in any of the movies. However, it was somewhat adapted for the Jurassic Park. However, it was not.
Yeah. We're getting there, guys. Almost summer, Jack. What are you planning? Just putting out videos. Gonna be traveling to G-Fest in July. Gonna be going to a couple of conventions. Fan Expo. Mostly just gonna be relaxing this summer.
Movies. However, it was the main force in adapting the. However, it was the main.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
However, it was the main force to adapt.
Hi, Starmaster. Good to see you.
Adapting the Jurassic Park ride. All of which were given.
I would actually maybe at some point cover Indiana Jones. If anything, Mr. Dino Diego, I have talked to my cast about it. They're all very influencing me wanting to make another short. And I've tinkered with some ideas that I do want to play with for another Indiana Jones adventure. I just got to figure out what I want to write, what I want to do with it, how to structure it, because those indie short films are honestly really fun to make. I made the first one on a fucking whim, not knowing what I was doing. So it was kind of fun to just essentially make that and then see what the outcome was. And people seem to really like it, and the cast loved making it, and they want to make another one. I'm like, okay.
Many of the deaths are crime. Like Rooks was later used.
Hey, Honey Bear, good to see you. Good to see her here, guys. Go support my Honey Bear Nikita and her Instagram page, Resiliency and Me. It's an independent company that is meant to give therapy to kids from low-income housings. It's a wonderful organization to support. Definitely go check it out. Thank you so much, and thank you for keeping everybody on the Patreon and Super Chats. Also, hi, Huey Tumor. Good to see you here as well. What if Jurassic Park the game was canon? It is sort of, what do they call it? Mild canon, I think they call it.
Right. Many of the deaths were later adapted,
Sorry, Sean Cosplay, I'm surprised you didn't get in trouble. I mean, the thing is, it was Anime North Huey it is family-friendly centric, and there are some cosplays that are obviously a big no-no there, but it's more or less the convention is more so on the PG-13 level. So there is a lot of people it was actually her first time going, and she loved it. We rocked it. If you guys want to go see our Instagram, go check it out. She fucking rocked it as shell. Guys, go follow my girl. Go follow Honey Bear. She is spectacular. Hey, Honey Bear. Whoa. I mean, we did kind of just shoot the shit half the time when we were there, so.
Rooks was later used in the fourth film for Vincent D'Onofrio's character. But the second book's usage of the camo carnos and more carnos.
There we go.
And more usage of the Rex net.
Oh, Jack, I'm going to a dinosaur park in Connecticut. Nice! Take plenty of pictures and send them to me, Shark King. I'd love to see them.
Carnos and more usage of the Rex nest would have been a decent scale. Rex nest.
I actually sort of think the Indominus Rex would have been cool if it was the camo Carno to a degree. Thank you so much, Honey Bear. Really appreciate the campaign there.
Would have been a decent scare.
Alright, we're getting there.
Would have been a decent scare if they were able to do it. Would have been a decent scare if they were able to do it.
Okay, so there's another audio bit done. Now on to the next one. Alright, let's go to... What did the name Honey Bear come from? It was... You know what's... Okay, well, because... Where did it come from? I think it was just a matter of, like, because she calls me Bunnyfoot. Because I guess she thinks of me as Rabbit. And I just started calling her Honey. Then it became Honey Bear because of Winnie the Pooh. A lot of it stemmed from Winnie the Pooh, actually, believe it or not. And it's because she's got bare feet. Like she is literally. You know what? I'm just gonna break the mold here. You know the whole thing about man or bear that is a huge topic of discussion right now. Yeah, I'm with the girls. I'm picking the bear because the bear is comfy. The bear is awesome. And the bear will protect you. Oh, bother indeed. Who is that guy hunting you for the gauntlet? Asked David. That is a character, a new villain that we're coming out with that we're going to reveal much more later. As sort of this little side villain that we're going to have just to keep the tensions up while Gallaghar is healing. We can't really say too much yet about that.
Okay, let's be real here, folks.
Okay, so this is where things go north. Okay, speaking of the bear, do you think the deserves to be Jurassic Park? You mean a prehistoric bear? I would say keep it to Dinosaur, Shark, Dinos, Roar. I'm pronouncing that right. Sharks, Dinos, and Bears, oh my. I would stick to just dinosaurs and don't involve any other sort of prehistoric animals. I think because we can have mammoths and shit, but save that for the Ice Age movies. Jurassic Park is all about dinosaurs. But there's that.
Okay, let's be real here, folks. While the franchise is real here, folks.
Okay. This is a pretty big one, guys. This is a 5-minute part of it, so it's boosted up to 27 minutes.
Folks, while the franchise is entertaining and the first film is a sheer masterpiece, it's pretty clear why this adaptation, while a fun time for everyone to make, if adapted properly, would not be aimed at children. This is a novel that is given...
Yeah, now we're getting into the deep shit. In fact, I'm gonna change the music here. For this, the dramatic pause has gone too long. Here we go. Now we're getting into some interesting stuff here. It would be cool if it got more TV shows. Like a live-action TV show like Monarch. That'd be kind of cool.
This is a novel that, given its subject matter, themes, and tone, would more than likely get the film put into the horror genre, along with getting a hard R rating in terms of the budget. A hard R rating.
Here we go. I have not heard about Project Evolution.
Along with getting a hard R rating and in genre.
Yeah, I've not heard about this project thing, so.
The horror genre, along with getting a hard R rating, and in terms of the budget, it would have been rating, and in terms of the budget, it would have probably ended up in the same quality.
Yeah, I'll show you that later, Honey Bear.
It would have probably ended up.
Thank you so much, Starmaster. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow, there's 2 of them. That's cool. I did not know that. Wow.
In the same qualities of Carnosaur.
Yeah, here we go. Now we get to talk about this briefly. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Probably and
yeah, I'll take a look at them later on, Dean.
Up in the same qualities of Carnosaur, which at this point I have to finally break down. I finally have to point.
Yeah, guys. Okay, so you get your little review of Carnosaur here.
Point I finally have to address and talk about given the comparison and talk about
Yeah, we're getting there, guys. Which Shredder do you prefer? I like the one from the first film, the original Ninja Turtles movie.
Talk about given the comparisons to their book counterparts are unavoidable now.
And yes, I do bring up Dino Diego's video on Carnosaur, which is spectacular.
Based on the 1984 novel by Harry Adam Knight and John Brosen, by Harry Adam Knight and Brosenon, Knight and John.
Fun fact, Jurassic Park Land of Violent Adventure is called Issac. Yeah, we bring that up in the episode, Nissan. What would be like if Carnosaur got a reboot? I would love, know what? Low key, I want a remake of Carnosaur. Modern day budget would be spectacular.
Adam Knight and John Brosenon. God, why was 1984? Brosenon.
I had to leave Dino Diego's Discord server because I didn't feel comfortable with everybody around. Yeah, see, Huey, I'm just gonna be real with you. This is why half the time I'm not on Discord. It's becoming as bad as Twitter.
John Brosenon. God, why was 1984 such a dark period for everything?
And also, this is going to be a nod to the fact that 1984 is like the year of darkness, and that I'll just say this: Threads was probably the most impactful for me in terms of 1984 content, and I'm going to make that as a nod to IndiFan. Damn you, dude.
The novel bears several similarities to Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park. Though Carnosaur preceded the latter work by 6 years. Newson's fear was that the public would have thought that the reissue of Carnosaur.
Do you know what Dino Synth is? I don't know what that is.
6 years. Newson's fear was that the public would have thought that the
Yeah, now we're getting somewhere here.
That the reissue of Carnosaur would have been seen as a plagiarism. Would have been seen.
Why do people hate Michael Bay after Transformers 4? Because he's kind of a pig. Like, it's not too common he makes a decent film anymore. The only light at Transformers G1. Yeah, that was true. I guarantee Optimus was the reason why we survived 84. Actually, because of that, we've got Back to the Future, so there's that.
He's seen as a plagiarism. He admitted that he liked the scene in the Crichton Park. Jurassic Park. He admitted that he liked the scene in the Crichton novel film adaptation involving dinosaurs rampaging through a museum, as it bore direct. has more direct similarities to the incident featured in Carnosaur, featured in the Carnosaur incident featured in the Carnosaur book.
Hey, good. Glad you're home, Honey Bear. How was school? How was work today? By the way, my Honey Bear works as a teacher as well. She's amazing.
Or book. These concerns were only after the book got. These were concerns that.
Michael Bay is one of my least favorite directors. Surely he made some decent films. Armageddon, Transformers 1. Know what? I hated Armageddon. I'm sorry for those who like it, but Armageddon sucks. It's terrible. I had to watch that in high school. That was awful.
These were concerns that were only. These concerns were only at.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Book. These concerns were only after the book got cheaper.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I don't really do Discord or Twitter much. It's just a lot of drama. I guarantee Michael Bay bought them off.
Got a cheaper after the book. The book got a cheaper film by B-movie legend and the late Roger Corman, rest in peace, that loosely adapted the novel's plot, but of course took more from the ideas of Crichton's novel to cash in on the film Jurassic Park, which is closer than you think with the genetic science. Park.
We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Shit. Nope. There we go. Feel the same way about The Sixth Sense. Yeah, Shyamalan doesn't really make good movies. You know what? I have yet to see Transformers 4 and 5 because of how bad they were, and because of from what I heard. I've seen enough to know, yeah, fuck that noise.
The Park, which is closer than you think with the genetic scientist played by
You know what's funny? Because ever since the Dino Diego retrospective and doing this review, I have gone back and watched the Carnosaur movies. The first two are decent. Third one's meh. The rest suck. The rest were awful.
Was played by Diane Ladd, who, no joke, is the mother of Jurassic Park's Laura Dern, bringing Jurassic Park's Laura Dern. It's a great theme park.
I gotta make sure, like, it's funny, when I know I want to add a clip, I'll do a little numbered line of what I want to put in there, so I know to kind of insert that later. The Last Night was the worst King Arthur. Yeah, I think both are equally bad. Did you know that the Joker, Shredders, and Batman... I have seen that film. It's pretty decent, David.
Great theme park. Bringing dinosaurs back to life through genetic engineering and local chicken farms and eventually human hosts that take a cue from Alien from the Alien movies. The film was released before Jurassic Park in early 1993 during the start of the Year of the Dinosaur, making it a healthy accept. Year of the Dinosaur.
Hancock might possibly be Zeus. Interesting. Hi, LBT Electric Dino 75. Good to see ya. Again, guys, super chats are always welcome. If you guys want me to react to something, please feel free to put it out there.
Dinosaur, making it a healthy success for Corman's production company, while also being critically well received, including Siskel and Ebert at the time.
So right now I'm going to put the Siskel. I like putting in the Siskel and Ebert clips in my videos. They're fun to do. They're really fun to do. Thank you so much, Honey Bear.
This allowed Corman to spawn many direct-to-video sequels that ended up being
Good to see you, man.
That ended up being alien ripoffs or just plain shitty.
Yeah, I'll briefly bring up the fucking Dinosaur sequels. Yeah, have been a lot better, Tyler. Hi, Scott.
Plain shitty. I do enjoy the entertainment value of the first two films, and less can be of the first two films.
Wish Hollywood would make something like Saving Private Ryan and Band of Brothers. I mean, what we really need is a Call of Duty movie. That's what I want.
And less can be said about the films, and less can be said about the third film onwards, which you can definitely.
Hey Jack, have you heard of the YouTuber called... I don't know who that is.
Words which you can definitely skip. If you want a more in-depth, detailed video essay, skip. On the
I mean, that would be interesting, Hancock, but that's a lot to juggle. I could use some critiques and criticisms. I'll take a look at some of your stuff at some point, man. I'm so sorry I haven't been able to. How would you do your take on a Call of Duty movie? I would adapt the Black Ops story, because I think it's the most fascinating, the one with Gary Oldman. It's like, what did they take again, Mason? It's always been my favorite story. Thank you so much, Honey Bear. Thoughts on the Apocalypto? I have not seen that.
Yeah. If you want a more in-depth, detailed video essay...
Alright. There you go.
Essay on the Carnosaur franchise and the novel itself, I would highly recommend...
It's been well, David.
The amazing retrospect... and...
I have Donkey Kong, the whole trilogy for Super Nintendo. Name your favorite fan films. Well, that's a toughie, great man. I mean, for me, that I've not made, Godzilla Battle Royale, Vader Episode 1, Shards of the Past, Darth Maul Apprentice, Batman Dead End is amazing, Batman Legends, I'm trying to think of some other ones. The Hunt for Gollum. Spider-Man Green Goblin's Last Stand. Those are some of the ones to name a few. Raiders the Adaptation is another one. I really like Raiders the Adaptation. But those are the main ones. I thought about doing, like, at some point, maybe Star Wars, like, talking about, like, my favorite Star Wars fan films. Because they're a dime a dozen.
The amazing retrospective by Dino Diego on YouTube. It's really worth checking out.
So there's my tag for Dino Diego. Okay. What about Star Wars in World War II? That would be kind of cool, actually.
really worth checking out. The reason I bring this up is that the Corman film showcased the sheer horrors. Film showcased the sheer horrors. The sheer showcase the showcase.
Did Billy DeBose retire from making movies? I think he's just waiting for something to really pick up his interest, but he sometimes shows up on our channel.
The sheer horrors that could have been for Jurassic Park. The book's depths are undoubtedly darks. The book's depth for Jurassic Park. The book's deaths are
Yeah, we're getting there. We're almost there.
Park. The book's deaths are undoubtedly dark, sinister, and downright greedy. Regis' death is described as essentially a decapitation by a juvenile T-Rex. Some variants refer to it as an Allosaurus.
Thoughts on King K. Rool? From Donkey Kong? Cool villain. Cool video game villain. Think of redoing my revenge of the Saurians at the time of different dinosaurs. That'd be kind of cool. Least favorite fan films? There's been a lot that Brock has brought to my attention. The death of Batman is horrible. Spider-Man Lotus is the pinnacle of bad fan films. Those are probably the top two for me. Worst fan films I've ever seen.
On top of that, Dr. Wu, Muldoon, Gennaro, and Harding are all Gennaro and
we're getting there.
Gennaro and Harding are all killed pretty viciously by the raptors in the vein of a slasher flick, which of course was split up for multiple different outcomes.
Thoughts on the Chunky Kong from Donkey Kong 64? Can't remember who he was. Thoughts on the dinosaurus called Megaraptor? He's a giant raptor. That's really all it is. It's like Utah Raptor. Think someday Universal should make Jurassic Park remake. That's what I'm hoping they do it as well. Thoughts on DK Rap from Donkey Kong 64? Not funny. Something. Not funny. Didn't laugh. What are some kind questions that you will not? What are some of the questions you will not answer? I mean, I won't be talking about politics. I will not be talking about current cultural discussions. I will never discuss my personal life. Stuff like that I keep pretty quiet because, you know, those are essentially kisses of death for your career, and I advise that for anybody. Don't get too involved on the internet. Favorite Batman villain outside of the Joker? It's the one that's never been adapted to film. The Man-Bat. The Man-Bat, Two-Face, Riddler, the Penguin, Harley Quinn, the Mad Hatter. Those are villains I'm waiting to see. Which dinosaurs from Michael Crichton's novels are more frightening than the Dilophosaurus? I mean, the raptors are pretty good. The compies, a lot of those are, and even the T-Rex I'll say is more terrifying in the novel. Do you think movies are getting more diverse? I mean, it's a matter of just Hollywood constantly shooting itself in the foot. There are, like, let me put it like this. I see nothing wrong with it as long as the characters are likable and written well. But if you're just doing it for the sake of what the chart says and what the politics that pocket your money say, then you've lost all credibility in making these characters what you want to represent. That's just my perspective. If you're doing it for the sake of money and attention, you're sucking at your job. I am very excited for the Batman 2, David. With Matt Reeves, I could see him being one to bring the Man-Bat. I would love that. That's what I thought Andy Serkis was going to be. I will be discussing that in a sec, Nissan.
And again, Hammond's death was pretty horrific in the book. It even mentioned in passing in Camp Cretaceous Season 3. In passing in Camp Cretaceous Season 3, which they also finally confirmed his death at the end of the Lost.
Yeah, that's something that shocked me, that they pretty much confirmed Hammond's death. I mean, like, I knew it was there. I was like, when I was a kid, when I saw Jurassic Park 3, I was like, why isn't Richard Attenborough in the third one? Later do I find out that the character died at the end of The Lost World. I have not heard of that one, Shane. Interesting. Is that a new species? Huh. Oh, I didn't know that, Sharkey. That's kind of cool. Cinematic universes still have potential. They just have to be written and done properly.
Season 3, which they also finally confirmed his death at the end of the Lost World movie.
Actually, you know what's another good one? I've heard of Jurassic Park. Prime Survival is a fantastic Jurassic Park fan film. I really like that one.
Even in the book itself, the deaths in the sequels are also horrific, with most of Dockson's men viciously murdered by the island's predators and even Dockson getting killed, gets killed being the island's predators, and even gets killed being gets killed and even being
Let's see.
Dockson getting killed even Dockson getting killed being fed to the T-Rex via a kick from Sarah. T-Rex via a kick T-Rex via is totally different. A kick via a kick from Sarah Harding. While his death is totally...
Thoughts on Ultraman? It's okay. Never heard of that, Tyler. Do you feel like we're robbed of Jurassic World, not including chameleon carnivores? Kind of, to a degree. I'm doing well, Matthew. Good to see ya.
While his death is totally different in the recent film, the kick of death was actually kind of adapted. The kick of death was actually kind of adapted for the Jurassic World live show, which I'll briefly talk about next time. But the most disturbing death in the book, which has been the
Ooh, a little twitch of tiredness there.
But the most disturbing death in the book.
Alright, here we go. We're getting there, guys. After I finish this little clip, I'm actually going to take a quick little break.
As we all know, Nedry the book, which has been the most fascinating for fans, is the original death of the parks, which is the has been the most fascinating for fans. Disturbing death in the book, which has been the most fascinating for fans, is the original death of the park's head computer programming and traitor, Dennis Nedry.
Okay, with that right there, I'm just going to save this for a sec, and I'm going to take a quick little break because there is more to come. We're going to take a quick little break here. I'm going to just quickly get a little shot of drink in me, and we're just a quick little break. So just bear with me. There's more coming up in the next little bit, but let me just change the music, and I'm also going to add. Let's see here. I want to add. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. I'm going to add that there, and as you guys can see, I'm not looking like I'm in good hands right now. But with that said, I will be right back after these messages. Okay, we're back. Just had to get a little extra drink and stuff, but we are back into the swing of things, and we're just gonna basically go into continue where we were and get back into it. So welcome back. So yeah, again, guys, super chats are always welcome. Really appreciate it. I did bring it up briefly in this review, I believe, of the books, but let's get back into it. And this is where we're going to talk about the infamous version of the Deadest Entry. The music used is from a dinosaur documentary I used to watch on VHS called Jurassic Giants, Dinosaurs and More. I had to kind of rip it because I can't find the actual music, so that's what I used for that. Welcome back, welcome back, Jack. After this, I'm going to record voice on the front show. Awesome. Awesome, Super Mimus appearing. I have not watched it yet. I'm going to probably do it when I get some time to do more editing. I'll multitask, essentially. But with that said, let's get back to the edit. Let's see here. There, and wow. You guys can see it. Okay. Let us continue. I don't know which species of dinosaur that is, Lorenzo. Just put that back down there. Okay, here we go. We are on the last 3 entries. Let's do this. Here we go. It ended up being a pretty short review.
As we all know, Nedry in the film is killed by the Dilophosaurus both via its toxic spitting venom and being eaten within the Jeep, which, cutting away, makes it come off as unintentionally funny.
Yeah, this is where, like, I have a joke planned here, but you'll see it when you see it. You'll see it when it's there, essentially. I didn't... Oh, wow, interesting. It's an elephant. It's like a mammoth. Okay. Had they used a dinosaur for Cog 76, which one do you like to be in the film? Triceratops, T-Rex, and Pteranodon. That would have been okay with.
But in the book, not only is it more violent, but it's just downright disturbing. While the spirit is accurate to the book.
Yeah, it started a little bit. There we go.
But in the book, not only is it more violent, but it's just downright disturbing. While the spirit is accurate to the book, the creature's size is the first major change. The Dilophosaurus was not meant to be a scientifically accurate change.
We're getting there.
The Dilophosaurus was not meant to be a scientifically accurate size to the velociraptors. In fact, both species sizes were essentially reversed.
Yeah, that's the weird part, how, like, in the movie, the Dilophosaurus is the size of an actual velociraptor, and the velociraptors are the size of a Dilophosaur. Kind of weird, eh?
Dilophosaurus was the size of a horse, whereas the raptors were the size of a turkey. And while... only a 6 for a turkey. And while...
They really were, so that fat kid's, like, comment was accurate.
Only a 6 for a turkey.
Try to add a clip from the film. Actually, I could probably add that right now. Hang on. Do I have that saved? I can actually start adding clips while we're at it. Let's see. I might actually already have that clip ready to go. Let's see. Shit, I do not. Damn it. I'm gonna have to get that clip at some point.
Turkey. And while the Dilophosaurus did not actually have toxic spit, that was added in the book.
There we go.
Toxic spit, that was added in the book. For those who complain the films are...
Oh, and if I go back, do I have the clip? No, I do not. Not yet.
For those who complain the films are not scientifically accurate, remember, it's established in the book and films that the dinosaurs are spliced with other animal DNA to compensate the missing genetic codes, mostly using frog and other amphibian DNA, making the animals, while related to birds, are more animals while related to birds, the animals while related to birds are more reptilian in the mix of accuracy and what paleontologists now call retrosaurs.
See, that's why people always complain, why are the dinosaurs in the movies still the reptiles and stuff? It's because of the frog DNA. That's why. I'm hoping to have the first episode out this month, Luke. No promises, though. At least this episode.
But being blinded and killed in the car wasn't enough in the book, as the Dilophosaurus afterwards would...
Ooh. Pretty intense scene that we're talking about here. I have not heard of that. Is it like to the Conan Doyle novel or the Crichton novel?
Afterwards would slice open Nedry's stomach, spilling his intestines, with Nedry only feeling them like a long string of sausages and being eaten alive. In fact, the description in the book was used in the beginning of the film.
Yeah, that's the part people miss. That is like the literally the lines that Grant says to the kid in the opening is literally text from the book of how Nedry dies.
In fact, the description in the book was used at the beginning of the film to describe the raptors as told by Grant.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. It is literally line for line the book.
Reading the book, this was a... Reading the book, this was a major ball drop in terms of tone and comparisons to the film, and shocked me to my core. And you could see due to aiming it at a more family family-friendly audience is probably why they cut it.
Yeah, that's why they cut it. It's not a family picture.
It is probably why they cut it and killed it. Audience is probably why they cut it. Is probably...
Yeah, there's that. So we got that done. So we're down to the last two. Can we do it tonight, guys? That'd be great if we get all the audio done tonight. I think we can. You know what? I think we can do it, guys. I think we can do it. Super chat if you think we can do it. Let's get the hype trade going.
Now, listen, that's pretty on edge for the Jurassic fanbase, given how remakes never fully match the original.
Oh, this is where I can add a host segment. So now you're seeing a host segment. There you go.
Making me honestly think, guys, that a remake might better suit the franchise. Oh god, they're coming!
It is that the comments are going to chase me down the road.
Oh god, they're coming! Now, listen, that's pretty on edge for the Jurassic fan base, given how remakes never fully match the original.
I'm going to change the music here, too. Let's see. Let's try Night Driving. Yeah, that fits the tone.
Original. But with Jurassic Park, hear me out. It's clear from Steven and the filmmakers that if the books were fully adapted for the screen,
after him! Off with his head! It'd be funny if just the Red Queen just off with his head! I don't know why. You know what's funny? I have not seen the Alice in Wonderland Disney film, like the original, in years. But all I remember is that line, off with a head! It's funny.
they would lean more into the elements of horror and darker messages about nature and science that would clear from Steven and the filmmakers that if the books were fully adapted for the screen, they would lean
Alright.
for the screen or into the elements of horror and darker. They would
Oh, nice! What'd you have for dinner, honey bear? Colonel Sanders, I'm coming for your ass, boy! Alright, later, David.
adapted for the screen, they would lean more into the elements of
Thank you, honey bear.
horror and darker messages about nature and science that would more than likely give the film an R. Science that would more than likely give the film an R rating, much like its R rating.
Oh, nice! That sounds great!
Much like its cheaper ripoff Carnosaur, also based on the novel. Much like its cheaper. Much like.
We're getting there. I shower you with coconut cream pies. Okay. Yeah, pretty much, Josh. That is pretty much it.
Much like its cheaper ripoff Carnosaur, but because Jurassic Park was the first. But because Jurassic Park was the first major publication of a dinosaur story that gained a popular status since the likes of Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World.
Will you make your Inuyasha fan film? We're kind of already doing it, Great Man, through our review show. That's the thing I love, is that a lot of ideas and concepts I've had, I've been able to kind of bleed into my show's mythos, and it allows me to actually produce those films without putting in too much, but enough to where it can be properly adapted and told.
Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World, almost 100 years prior, adapting it for all dinosaur lovers, both young and old.
There we go. We're getting there.
Old, that the film had to be more in line for all.
Also, Hancock, refrain from that kind of language, please. We do not tolerate that.
that the film had to be more in line for all audiences to enjoy. This meant the book's R-rated tone had to be trimmed to a PG-13 audience, and more geared to sell merchandise to...
Can I play Yashahime? Yashahime is, you know, that's basically a term for all three daughters, right?
And more geared to sell merchandise
I don't
to
think
kids,
I don't think they know about Second Breakfast Pimp.
and more geared to sell merchandise to kids, which Universal really was keen on after deals with Kenner and McDonald's, among others. Who had a much tighter grip on the film's mark, who at that point had a much tighter grip on a film on film marketing, tighter grip on film marketing after the disaster of film marketing.
All right, see you later, Dean.
After the disastrous promotion of Batman Returns to family-friendly audiences without seeing the final cut a year prior. Because of this, the films and inevitable sequels were more aimed at family adventure film tone, or aimed for family adventure film tones, much like Stevens' prior work on the Indiana Jones.
Well, we're getting there. We're almost there, guys. We could actually make it by tonight.
Stevens' prior work on the Indiana Jones movies.
Really cool to see everybody engaging in the chat tonight.
Which, to the author's source material in hindsight, much like Stevens' prior work on the Indiana Jones movies. Which, to the author's source material in hindsight, seems kind of unfair. And considering how the new trilogy, much like Star Wars, didn't really stick the landing, and despite the inevitable next installment, it's why I feel the franchise needs a major facelift.
What type of dinosaurs were shown in Peter Jackson's King Kong film? They were mostly made-up dinosaurs that evolved after 65 million years. It was Brontosaurus, Vastatosaurus Rex, Venatosaur, Pteranodon, Carnictus, the Pteropus mordax, the Ferraracut. I can't pronounce the Ceratopian, and I believe there were some Hadrosaurs in the background.
Facelift with a
and also the Wetasaur.
They can lean more towards the novels. Needs a major facelift with a remake. And lean more towards the novel's themes and darker story rather than the whimsical Spielberg tone. I bet the
I have not watched Super Mario Logan.
Tone. The best example of this would be the recent theatrical adaptations of Stephen King's It. Yes, while I lean more towards the original TV movie adaptation starring
Tyler.
Starring the only cast once Tim Curry in one of his Curry in one of his most iconic roles of the demon clown Pennywise.
Think about Adam. Waha! There. I think that'll make sense.
The remake split into two films, was much more faithful to the books and was able to adapt the novel more fluently in about 5 hours. Despite some stuff obviously not getting adapted. Despite some stuff obviously not getting adapted. Nostalgia pretty bit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like where I'm gonna insert certain like jokes and stuff as well too. There's some leftover rice in the kitchen. Why has the chat suddenly become about rice? What is that all about?
And I feel Jurassic Park could get the same proper treatment. Plus, the setup is there. If you adapted both books and split them into 2 films each, you could have a 4-film reboot franchise ready to go and give a more respected franchise ready to go.
I contaminated the chat with my hyperfixations. That's cute, honey bear. I love that.
Ready to go and give more respected adaptive material to Michael Crichton's vision.
Really? Oh, well, obviously they're doing it right now because that's it's Nostalgia Critic does an episode every Wednesday. I don't know what he reviewed this week, but I'll definitely try to watch it and hope they're doing well. Those in the chat, if you're watching the Channel Awesome stream right now, tell Doug I said hi. And, throw a super chat or something at his way.
Materials Michael Crichton's vision. To the mic.
Thank you so much, Honey Bear. Really appreciate that.
To Michael Crichton's vision. I mean, look at Westworld with the television series adapted more faithfully to the books than its original theatrical. To the books.
I watched Imaginary Friends, the movie. I thought, great, that's Steve Carell. Oh, interesting. I think my mom went to go see that too, if I'm not mistaken.
Than its original theatrical counterpart.
Actually, no, I think she saw Fall Guy. That's what I heard she went to go see. I used to make movies, but I haven't been a movie in a while. I just don't know if I should make another film. What would you say? I mean, when you feel the time is right, the time is right. Make sure you just have good equipment, good stuff. Like, you don't need, like, a $6,000 camera. As long as it shoots HD, like, as long as your vision's there, go for it. Don't hesitate. If you feel like it's worth adapting to film, adapt it to film. Is there any possible plans to bring Doug Walker and James Rolfe onto an episode again in the foreseeable future? Possibly. I mean, it all depends on their time and schedule. I mean, if I cover Godzilla X Kong, would I love to get James back? Absolutely. But is it possible? Probably not. I don't know. It just depends on their schedule. But I would love to have them on board if they were interested. Have you seen the new Planet of the Apes movie? Not yet. Hi, Alex. Good to see you. I have not seen the new Garfield film.
You could also give the audience what they want with more scientifically accurate dinosaurs, or stick closer to what was presented in the novel and explain better why the dinosaurs differ further from paleontology, given the frog DNA attached to the genes of the animals.
All right, we're down to, I think, the last bit of audio here, guys. Wow, we're getting this done pretty quick. And the next time we do this, we'll be getting into clips. Hey, Cinematic Trash, good to see ya. I think we're about to we're almost done the stream tonight. I'm just going to change the tone, too, for a little bit. Let's see here. Let's go here. Yeah, let's go there for the last bit.
But overall, the Jurassic Park novels are much more a form of novels.
Go.
The Jurassic Park novels are much more a form of conflict with the films adapted from them. They're much more a form of conflict with the film.
We're getting there, guys. Favorite Jurassic Park novel? I like the first book.
Conflict with the films adapted from them. They're much more darker stories that don't hold back on the graphic details and thematic elements, and leaving behind a legacy that both Michael Crichton and Steven Spielberg never could have seen. Michael Crichton is
Let's see. Have you heard about the form of the law? I have not heard of that. I have not watched Chaos Theory yet, Sammy.
And Steven Spielberg never could have seen, despite both creators enthusiastic. Both creators and creators.
Would you rank this all 6 campers from Camp Cretaceous? I can't really at the moment, possibly when I get to my review of that.
Creators' enthusiastic expectations in the creators' enthusiastic.
We're almost there, guys. We got like 2 more minutes in. I've never seen Police Academy. I don't know who that is, Sammy. Ew, no turkey nuggets, please! I have read the novelization Cinematic Trash. It's not bad.
Enthusiastic expectations in the results.
The next film I plan to see in theaters is Inside Out 2. I have not even seen the first one. I hope it's good.
Again, I still feel the books could use a better adaptation after the franchise's latest movies.
Here we go.
Given the
We're getting there.
Movies, but again, given the latest installment, we're still very far away from that idea. And if we don't, and with that, said, the books themselves are worth a read if you got the time to read. If you got the time. Having read them after the release of Fallen Kingdom fully at the time. Having read them after the re-release after the re-release after the after the release of Fallen Kingdom fully to see where that fully to see it
little stutter here, so I have to be careful with the last few here.
To see where that movie shot itself in the foot.
I'm gonna play out the Apes reawakened my friend's Neanderthal genes and got him back into boxing. Nice. They took all the meat. Do you like historical films like Dances with Wolves? I much prefer films like Braveheart. Though, even though that's inaccurate, I like that one. I have not seen Madam Web, and I will not watch that shit.
What? I was really intrigued by the end of my. I was really intrigued by the end shot itself in the foot. I was really intrigued by the end of my. I was
almost there.
What? I was really intrigued by the end of my time on them, and they really end.
Do you think James Rolfe comedy is funny? I think he is hilarious. I love Last Samurai. That's a good one. If you had a non-domesticated animal pet, I would want a chimp or a gorilla or even a lion.
Of my time on them, and they really do stick. End of my time. The end of my time on them, and
the angry video game nerd he is hysterical, Nessa. In fact, he's the reason I'm here today. So huge thanks to him on his end. Are you familiar with another YouTuber? Yes, I am a fan. I am aware of Animat. I used to like his videos, and some of it is a little bit obnoxious now, but there are one or two videos I think he has a lot of informative stuff. I did see it. I actually thought that one was really funny, Cinematic Trash. I have collaborated with AVG and Nisa in my Godzilla vs. Kong review, along with him making a cameo in my video games episode and in my review of my own movie.
I'm on them, and they really do stand on their own from the franchise's humble beginnings. Coming in at a positive beginning. Coming in.
Alright, we're at the very end here, guys. Get ready. Hold on to your butts. Yeah, that's why I kind of went off.
In at a positive 9 out of 10.
How about collab with Scribbles on the Screen? He just started following me on Twitter. You know, I should get him to cameo or something at some point. Will you ever collaborate with Channel Awesome? I have, Hancock. If you watch my Ready Player One review, my 10th anniversary special, we made my show canon to the Reviewerverse / Channel Awesome movies. We made the events of To Boldly Flee actually kind of snowball affect the show we have now. So they're sort of the you could say the Channel Awesome trilogy or the BigJackFilms prequel trilogy in a way.
In all honesty,
I would love to get Clayton on here, but he's a pretty popular YouTuber. I would doubt he would be able to. The Reviewerverse Hancock was sort of this thing that amalgamated or was manifested through all the reviewer canon lore that all connected through That Guy with the Glasses stuff, so all the crossovers and stuff. You could say the starting point was the Angry Video Game Nerd at the 20th anniversary 20 years ago with his review of Castlevania 2. But that created the snowball effect of character reviewers that kind of come together on occasion and stuff. We were kind of like our own version of the MCU. And so my stuff is sort of Star Trek Next Gen in comparison.
See, I can't really pick. In all honesty,
it's going to change the music a little bit. I have not read that book at all. What happens if you splice Donkey Kong Country with Jurassic World? That would be kind of cool, actually.
Honestly, I can't really pick between the books which one is better in comparisons to rank.
We're at the very tail end of Inuyasha Dinosaur 101. Don't worry, you could go back and rewatch the stream.
Better in comparisons to ranking the films.
I have been to Mexico, Hancock. It's really nice down there. Cancun.
But they hold enough interest for Jurassic fans of the movie to... But they hold enough interest for Jurassic fans. Enough interest for Jurassic fans of the movie to take a look.
We're almost there. We got less than 20 seconds left. I have not seen that, Toon King. Thoughts on the novel Ankylosaurus related Euophocephalus? Euophocephalus is actually pretty cool.
To take a look at for more insight on the author's vision. Insight.
It's May 29th. That means most of my friends' birthday was Jenna. Happy birthday, Jenna! And everybody go say happy birthday on Adventure with Kevin's YouTube channel.
Look at for more insight on the author's vision, because without him, the franchise would not be as...
I thought it was boring as hell, Hancock.
The franchise would not be as popular as it is today, much like the discovery of dinosaurs themselves and their evolution in the pop culture.
And there we go. There we go. Wow, we wrapped that up right on about the 2-hour mark. I'm going to save that. There we go. So this review is going to probably clock in review-wise at about 30 minutes, over 30 minutes, maybe 40. But now with that end done, now all that's left is to add the clips and make that our own right then and there. And that came out actually really well. I'm actually surprised how good we ended up finishing it. There we go. So I think this is where we're going to actually end the stream. A good 2 hours of editing has been pretty positive on my end. If I get enough time, I might do some tomorrow, late afternoon, evening. Don't know 100%. But yeah, this was a good stream. I really appreciate everybody coming in. I actually do have to take off because I actually have something happening around 8:30. But yeah, this was an overall really good stream. I really appreciate everybody coming in. Honey Bear, thank you so much for monitoring the chat, as well as Osiris, Nisa, Luke, Toon King. Everybody coming in tonight has been extremely helpful and supportive in watching the stream. But, of course, support our Patreon. Just on more will get you early access to all of our content as well as other special features. Be sure to keep watching our content. Keep the algorithm up. It really helps keep the show going. And really appreciate everybody here. And, again, huge thank you to Nikita for helping the chat out. Go check out on Instagram and her website, Resiliency and Me. It's a wonderful organization that helps kids who need mental health and therapy in low-income housings. It really does help on her end. Would really appreciate it, guys. But, yeah, we're going to try to catch up on more videos down the line. But until the next video, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. It's BigJackFilms signing off saying the adventures have yet to come. I can't wait to show you guys what's happening with Jurassic Park. It's going to be exciting. So until then, see you guys later. Take it easy.